Well, hello everybody, this is Hikikomori Dev speaking today with a new update for MacIn-VR. We're at version 0.01.4.8 and this is actually a more substantial update to the application itself because we've now implemented a very early and very early crude version of world instancing, and so we're gonna go ahead and check that out for a second here. Let's see if we can do that now. We have our new little interface here, rather a little more updated interface. We went ahead and went away from the dock concept more into a control strip concept in here. In the future, for this user interface element, we'll be able to move it around up and down, on the other side, right or left, collapse it and expand it. And we think that if we have a control strip rather than a dock, it's a little more flexible in the VR controls in the future, and you'll be able to just have this control strip over here or down here or on the left or right, and it'll be just much easier in the VR environment. Uh, and this is, by the way, this is a little more like how it was in the later days of System 7, where you had the control strip introduction introduced onto the Mac OS. So I think that'll be a rather nice improvement and a more a road towards a more flexible VR interface that will wrap around you, not you, it, you wrapping around it. So let's go ahead and go into the worlds button here. And you can see we have a very crude dialog window here, and we can now switch worlds. So we can go ahead and switch to the Kanji Talk Garden, which is a new world that we're implementing. And we are here now, loaded into the world. Uh, and this proves now that we can go ahead and use the player controls and all the fundamental controls and nodes onto a scene, dropped onto a scene, which will later become an SDK option, so that the user can make their own scene, drop all those nodes onto their empty scene, and have a workable world that they can walk around with. So, we're employing the same mirrors. In this new version of MacIn-VR, we introduce mirror controls. So, because we introduced proximity mirrors actually, because we wanted to make sure that when you walk away from mirrors, they are turned off and they don't tax the system. And as you can see, we have several mirrors, here on the east side, on the west side, on the north side. We have several mirrors that we can interact with, and they're all proximity based. So you hit the collider, and they'll become enabled. Right now, we're in, according to this dialog here, we should be in high setting. We walk away from it, and you come back to it, and you should have a clear picture of your reflection. And if you feel a little, frisky, you can always go to the Supreme option. And if your hardware is competent enough, it will probably handle it. So I dropped down to 22 frames, so I should get out of that now. And so we can always go ahead and go back to the Macin cafeteria, and it just works the way it should be, because it's a scene with the same controls, the same functionality, because it will be part of the SDK. And I should change my preferences into the mirrors again. Go ahead and go low for a while. So this is a scene that we implemented. We actually upgraded a little bit, upgraded the scene, and we have random players here, simulating random players on the scene, objects, and we're trying to optimize that so it works well when we have a scene full of multiplayer, and we have over 50 people or 100 people per scene. We want to make sure that at least our core worlds that we design are optimized enough so you can actually walk around and not have to um, you know slow down when you have many objects, many avatars turned on. So we walk into this mirror, we get the low resolution. So this will work on the fly. You can always just go back and change worlds. And this is the very beginning of what we call the world instancing system, where at some point when we'll have some sort of multiplayer, people will be able to just utilize that core uh, node set and apply it to all the network instances. So everything should be the same. All the world should be the same in terms of functionality, core functionality. They should behave the same across Mac and VR. So everything's compatible, and so you can just jump into another world and be with other people in the same world, and those other people will behave the same way. So we don't have problems where you have a world that has a different feature set or something like that. The SDK, the user-facing SDK, will have all those core logic functionality built in. Again, so you have a consistent experience across Mac and VR. So this is really what we wanted to show for 0.0148. There's a this is actually 00149 because of the new interface here we have. So that'll be in the next upcoming build. So go ahead and come to the Discord server and go ahead and try this out and switch worlds and see how that works for you, and maybe just show us what your performance is among worlds. Now that we have more than one world, we can start benchmarking things a little bit better because now you have more things to work with and test. So we thank you for your attention and have a marvelous day.